जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय गोपी जनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी Janaranjana Yashodanandana Janaranjana Monatira Vanachari Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Jaya Radha Vrindavana Chandra Radha Chandra Radhe. Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Jai Baladeva, Jai Subhadra. Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Jai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Jai Gaura Hari Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Avajnanurandasya Anjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhisham Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamniyam Dadati Swapadantikam Shri Guru Shri Yudhavadakamaram Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathamnitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Harijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhamritamscha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatadeshatarine Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Namine Srivashavanavi Devi Naitaya Kripabdaye Naini Prabhave Namaha Madhuryoshkarate Mahya Sri Rupanagavaktida Sri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namastute Namaste Gauravani Sri Murtaye Deenadarine Rupanuga Viruddhapa Siddhanta Dvantaharine नमो गौरकिशोराय साक्षात् वैराग्यमूर्तये विप्रलम्बारसाम्भोधे पादाम्बुजायते नमः। नमो भक्तिविनोदाय सच्चिदानन्दनामिने गौरशक्ते स्वरूपाय गौरायते गौराविर्भावभूमेस्त्वं निर्देशा सज्जनप्रियः विष्णवस्सार्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथाय ते नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरवृषे नमः। पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। जयतां सुरतो भङ्गो मामन्दमध्यर्गति मत्सर्वस्वपदाम्भोज राधामो दिव्यवृन्दारण्यकल्पद्मालः श्रीमद्रत्नागारसिंहासनस्थो श्रीमद्राधा श्रीलगोविन्ददेवो प्रश्वालविसेव्यमानस्मरामि। श्रीमान्रासरसारम्भे वंशीवटतटस्थितः हर्षं वेणुस्तनैर्गोपीः गोपीनाथ श्रियस्तनः तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी नमामि हरिप्रिये। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। We are in which words? 31st. So Brahma asked 4 questions. Number 1, he asked about the spiritual and material forms of the Supreme Lord. He asked about the 2 Mayas, Yogamaya and Mahamaya. And he asked how the Lord plays with the Yogamaya and Mahamaya, deals with the Yogamaya and Mahamaya. And the 4th is how to achieve the goal. When the Lord heard Brahma's prayers that, "Oh Lord, I don't want to be proud of what I am doing, I just want to be instrument." So then Bhagavan starts replying. Sri Bhagavan Vacha 31st. Now Chaturshloki starts from 33. 31, 32 are just, he says that I am going to answer your questions. Along with that, I am going to say something related to what you asked also. What are they? Jnanam paramaguhyam me yadvijnana samanvitam sarahasyam tadangam cha grina. So, I am going to speak to you Jnanam paramaguhyam. That means this jnana here refers to the form. I am going to reveal you the knowledge of my form, which is beyond Brahman, which is Parama, transcendental beyond Brahman. And also, I will give the knowledge of how to realize that form, number 2. Vijnana Samanvitam. Number 3, Sarahasyam. What kind of rasa you can experience with that form, that is prema. And Tadangam. How to achieve the prema, that is sadhana bhakti. Also, I am going to speak. Grihana Gaditam Maya. Please accept or hear carefully what I am going to speak. Okay, read purport. Translation purport.
The personality of Godhead said, "Knowledge about me as described in the scriptures is very confidential. and it has to be realized in conjunction with devotional service. The necessary paraphernalia for that process is being explained by me. You may take it up carefully. Purport. Lord Brahma is the topmost devotee of the Lord within the universe, and therefore the personality of Godhead replied to his four principal inquiries in four important statements, which are known as the original Bhagavatam in 4 verses. These are Brahma's questions. Number 1. What are the forms of the Lord, both in matter and in transcendence? Number 2. How are the different energies of the Lord working? Number 3. How does the Lord play with his different energies? Number 4. How can Brahma be instructed to discharge the duty entrusted to him? The prelude to the answers is this verse under discussion, where the Lord informs Brahma that knowledge of him, the supreme absolute truth, as it is stated in the revealed scriptures, is very subtle and cannot be understood unless one is self-realized by the grace of the Lord. The Lord says that Brahma may take the answers as he explains them. This means that transcendental knowledge of the absolute supreme being can be known if it is made known by the Lord himself. By the mental speculation of the greatest mundane thinkers, the absolute truth cannot be understood.
So there is a verse in the mantra in the Upanishads, Nayam Atma Pravashain Labjo Namedasha Namonashudena Yameve Shrunate Tena Labhya the says Chaturundja Talusam. Whom does he reveal his form to whom he chooses? Yameve Shrunate. So by great learning you cannot understand Supreme Atma Pravashain Labhya. By intelligence, Namedasha Nabhavana Shudena, I memorized all the Vedas. No, still the Lord form will not be revealed. Yam eva shrunate.
The mental speculators can reach up to the standard of impersonal Brahman realization, but actually, complete knowledge of transcendence is beyond the knowledge of impersonal Brahman. Thus, it is called the supreme confidential wisdom. Out of many liberated souls, someone may be qualified to know the personality of God. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is also said by the Lord himself that out of many hundreds of thousands of people, one may try for perfection in human life. And out of many liberated souls, one may know him as he is. Therefore, the knowledge of the personality of Godhead may be attained by devotional service only. Rahasyam means devotional service. Lord Krishna instructed Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita because he found Arjuna to be a devotee and friend. Without such qualifications, one cannot enter into the mystery of the Bhagavad Gita. Therefore, one cannot understand the personality of Godhead unless one becomes a devotee and discharges devotional service. This mystery is love of Godhead. Therein lies the main qualification for knowing the mystery of the personality of Godhead.
So, mystery, Sarahasyam. Rahasya means what? What is the meaning there? Love of God, Prema. So, first, he said that I want to give you the knowledge and the process by which you can, the knowledge is revealed, becomes realized, that is the realize the form of the Lord. And then Sarahasyam, Rahasya means Prema. And Tadangam, how to get that Prema? By the read.
And to attain the state of transcendental love of Godhead, the related principles of devotional service must be followed. The related principles are called Vidhi Bhakti.
Tadangam means Vaidhi Bhakti.
Or the devotional service of the Lord. And they can be practiced by a neophyte with his present senses. Such regulated principles are mainly based on hearing and chanting of the glories of the Lord. And such hearing and chanting of the glories of the Lord can be made possible in the association of devotees only. Lord Chaitanya therefore recommended 5 main principles for attaining perfection in the devotional service of the Lord. The first is association with the devotees, hearing. Second is chanting the glories of the Lord. Third, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam from the pure devotee. Fourth, residing in a holy place connected with the Lord. And fifth, worshipping the deity of the Lord with devotion. Such rules and regulations are parts of devotional service. So as requested by Lord Brahma, the personality of Godhead, will explain all about the 4 questions put forward by Brahma and others also, which are parts and parcels of the same questions.
So now he is going to answer the questions asked by Brahma, along with what all he is going to do? Read what is the last line. Along with that?
Part and parcel of things.
Yeah, he is going to answer certain things which are part and parcel of these questions. So Lord says to Brahma, Maya Grihana, means you hear very attentively, because it is very serious subject matter. Although you are very attentive, but still I request you that you give specific attention to what I am going to speak. Yavanam yatha bhavo yadrupa gunakarmakaha tadeva tattva-vijnanam astude madanugraha. The tattva-vijnanam, the truth about 5 things. Number 1, yatha aham, yatha bhavo, yad rupa, yad guna, yad karmaka. Karma. So, truth about these 5 things, tathaiva tattva vijnanam. The truth about this vijnana, astu te, let it be manifest. Shubham astu, astu te, jnanam astu. Let it be revealed in your heart. How? Madanugrahat, by my mercy. Read, purport, translation.
All of me, namely my actual eternal form and my transcendental existence, color, qualities and activities, let all be awakened within you by factual realization out of my causeless mercy. The secret of success in understanding the intricacies of knowledge of the absolute truth, the personality of Godhead, is the causeless mercy of the Lord. Even in the material world, the father of many sons discloses the secret of his position to the paid sons. The father discloses the confidence unto the son whom he thinks worthy. An important man in the social order can be known by his mercy only. Similarly, one must be very dear to the Lord in order to know the Lord. The Lord is unlimited, no one can know him completely, but one's advancement in the transcendental loving service of the Lord can make one eligible to know the Lord. Here we can see that the Lord is sufficiently pleased with Brahmaji and therefore he offers him his causeless mercy to him so that Brahmaji may have the factual relation of the Lord by his mercy only. In the Vedas also it is said that a person cannot know the absolute true personality of Godhead simply by dint of mundane education or intellectual gymnastics. One can know the supreme truth if one has unflinching faith in the bona fide spiritual master as well as in the Lord.
Yeah, read.
One can know the supreme truth if one has unflinching faith in bona fide spiritual master as well as in the Lord. Such a faithful person, even though illiterate in the mundane sense, can know the Lord automatically by the mercy of the Lord. In the Bhagavad Gita also, it is said that the Lord reserves the right of not being exposed to everyone, and he keeps.
Which words? Nam Prakasha Savasya.
And he keeps himself concealed from faithless by his pure Maya potency. To the faithful, the Lord reveals himself in his form, quality and pastimes. The Lord is not formless as wrongly conceived by the impersonalist, but his form is not like one that we have experienced. The Lord discloses his form even to the extent of measurement to his pure devotees, and that is the meaning of Yavan.
Yavan Aham means he reveals, the Lord reveals the measurement, the dimensions. How big I am, how tall I am, what is weight, all dimensions. Yeah, read.
As explained by Sri Jiva Goswami, the greatest scholar of Srimad Bhagavatam, the Lord discloses the transcendental nature of his existence. The mundane wranglers make mundane conceptions of the form of the Lord. It is said in the revealed scriptures that the Lord has no mundane form. Therefore, persons with a poor fund of knowledge conclude that he must be formless. They cannot distinguish between the mundane form and the spiritual form. According to them, without a mundane form, one must be formless. This conclusion is also mundane because formlessness is the opposite conception of form. Negation of the mundane conception does not establish a transcendental fact. In the Brahma Samhita it is said that the Lord has a transcendental form and he can utilize any one of his senses for any purpose. For example, he can eat with his eyes, he can see with his legs. In the mundane conception of form, one cannot eat with one's eyes or see with his leg. That is the difference between the mundane body and the spiritual body of Satchit Ananda. A spiritual body is not formless, it is a different type of body of which we cannot conceive with our present mundane senses. Formless therefore means devoid of mundane form, or possessing a spiritual body of which the non-devotee can have no conception by the speculative method. The Lord discloses to the devotees unlimited varieties of transcendental bodies, all identical with one another with different kinds of bodily features. Some of the transcendental bodies of the Lord are blackish and some of them are whitish. Some of them are reddish and some are yellowish. Some of them are four-handed and some of them two-handed. Some of them are like the fish and some are like the lion. All these different transcendental bodies of the Lord, without any differential category, are disclosed to the devotees of the Lord by the mercy of the Lord, and thus the impersonalist false arguments claiming the formlessness of the Supreme Truth do not appeal to a devotee of the Lord, even though such a devotee may not be very advanced in devotional service. The Lord has unlimited numbers of transcendental qualities, and one of them is his affection for his unalloyed devotee. In the history of the mundane world, we can appreciate his transcendental qualities. The Lord incarnates himself for the protection of his devotees and for the annihilation of the faithless. His activities are in relationship with his devotees. Srimad Bhagavatam is full of such activities of the Lord in relationship with his devotees. And the non-devotees have no knowledge of such pastimes. The Lord lifted the Govardhan hill when he was only 7 years old and protected his pure devotees at Vrindavan from the wrath of Indra, who was overflooding the place with rain. Now, this lifting of Govardhan hill by a 7-year-old boy may be unbelievable for the faithless, but for the devotees it is absolutely believable. The devotee believes in the almighty potency of the Lord, while the faithless say that the Lord is almighty but do not believe it. Such men with poor fund of knowledge do not know that the Lord is the Lord eternally and that one cannot become the Lord by meditation for millions of years or by mental speculation for billions of years. The impersonal interpretation of the mundane wranglers is completely refuted in these words because it is clearly stated here that the Supreme Lord has his qualities, form, pastimes and everything that a person has. All these descriptions of the transcendental nature of the personality of Godhead are factual realizations by the devotee of the Lord, and by the causeless mercy of the Lord they are revealed to his pure devotee and to no one else.
Why, if the Lord has a form, why in the scriptures is a description that the Lord has no form? What is the reason? Arupam. No, why it all should be described?
Because in the most of the Upanishads, the absolute is described as Brahma.
Why is it described? It should not have been described, there is no confusion.
It should be complete, they should have purpose also. It should be both, not only purpose.
When the Lord has form, understanding the Lord having form is superior. Why at all the Lord has been described as formless?
Whatever is our understanding of Rupa,
Good.
that is
Because when we say the Lord has beautiful eyes, maybe more beautiful than my eyes. What do you do? That means you first, when you say form, maybe you compare it to. So first, our concept of Lord not having a material form has to be established. Then you can talk of the form of the Lord. That is why descriptions of the Lord's formless nature, nature of Lord having no form, that is also important to establish His transcendental form. Otherwise, we will compare the Lord's form to our form and may glorify Him, saying that He is more beautiful than me. His eyes are more beautiful than my eyes. Like that. It is like glorifying a woman, a beautiful girl. You're so beautiful, nobody is like you. Your eyes are like that, your nose is like that, both. And essentially I want to say one thing. You are more beautiful than a buffalo. Is it right or wrong? No? She's not beautiful than buffalo?
No comparison.
What is wrong in that? I told right. Huh? Mayavadis also say Krishna is more beautiful than Miss Universe or Mr. Universe. Is it right or wrong? Wrong? Because you are putting them in the same category. Your statement may be right on the false platform. That's it. That is why there is a descriptions in the Upanishads saying that Avukam, Nirgunam, Nirakara, Nirvikara, all these things are there. Or nir. Yeah.
Then why all the wings are compared with the lotus? Because lotus is also material.
That is what Bhaktivinoda Thakur says in Jaiva Dharma. But what else we can do? What else we can do? We can only conceive of certain things which are beautiful in this world and attribute to the Lord. So, it is only like what is the Nyaya? Arundhati Nyaya. Heard about Arundhati Nyaya? There is a star called Arundhati star. Arundhati Nakshatra. And now they show, see Arundhati Nakshatra. After night. Hey, you should see. It is there. I am not able to say you have seen karke aata hai. Daytime, what star you can do? So it is said that to show an Arundhati Nakshatra, which is not, you are not able to see, they show some other star nearby, by which we can perceive, oh, it is near that, okay, it is there, okay, near that. The same way, you cannot describe Krishna. You cannot describe Krishna. What do? You describe something which is perceivable to you, and then give some idea. That is why Dik Darshani. All the descriptions of Krishna are not the descriptions of Krishna. They are only an indication of his description. So that is why one verse describing Radharani says, how can I describe Radharani's face to be lotus? Because the lotus in the daytime it blooms, night time. But Radharani's face is as bright in both morning and night. How can I compare Radharani's face to be moon? Because in the daytime the moon fades. It's not. It is seen. But Radharani's face is both bright both in the day and night. So you cannot compare Krishna with anything of this world. That is why he is transcendental. So these comparisons are only just Arundhati Nyaya.
is Krishna will of arguments that God is Maya.
Okay. See, the Mayavadis, their problem is not just only considering not only just they consider that the Lord is formless. Even Brahmavadis consider the Lord to be formless. They know there is a Lord, Brahman is superior, they say, that is what it is. And that they only know Brahman. They are not aparadhas. The problem with the Mayavadis is they consider the Krishna's form is material. The Ishvara is a product of Maya. Why Mayavad is called Mayavad? Because they consider Ishvara as a product of Maya. That is why Mayavad is called Maya. So there is offense towards Krishna. So it is true, to satisfy, there are some people who want to see the Lord as a person. But in the description are there. But the primary reason is not that. The primary reason is to establish the transcendental nature of the form of the Lord. For that, there is Nirguna, Nirata, all this. Nirvikara, Akalim, Avranam, Ashtaviram, Apavavitram. Okay.
Guruji, this Brahmavadis, I've heard they have the understanding of the form of the Lord.
Yeah, they have.
But they're attached to the
attachment is towards the Brahman.
So they understand Krishna to be transcendental.
They understand. They know Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan. Tattvavittu Mahabhavana. Vadanti the Tattvavidas Tattva Jnanante. Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavan.
So are there any Brahmavadis who are not aware and they are only knowing Brahman is not like, and they are not...
There are. They only know Brahman, they have no idea of Krishna. But they don't offend Krishna by saying this is that and that.
But what is their understanding then? Because they may not have understanding of Brahman.
No, they just are merged into Brahman, their consciousness. They know I am soul, and soul is spiritual, and spiritual has nothing to do with matter. That's all. So that is like they merge into the impersonal truth of the Lord. They attain that level because of the Vidya potency of Krishna with Maya. Let us go to the subject. Now starts the first verse. Ameva sameva agre nanyat sadasatharam paschadaham yadetacha yo vasishyeta sosmyaham. Aham eva san means I exist. Agre, before the creation. Nanyat, nobody else was there. And that my form is how? Sadasat param. It is beyond material existence, because material existence came because of the cause and effect. Sadasat refers to cause and effect. Paschat means after creation. I existed. How I exist? In the form of this world. Yadetat. Yetat means all this. All this created by me. The creation. I become the created creation. And then at the end, after Pralaya, avashishyeta. Avashishyeta means whatever is left over remains. Saha asmiham, I am that. There are three ahams here. 1, 2, 3. 3 eyes. So 3 eyes shows that the Lord exists in all 3 phases of time. Okay. So we have 5 arguments, because these 4 verses are very susceptible for misinterpretation by the Mayavadis. The Mayavadis take these 4 verses of the Bhagavatam, give a Mayavad commentary to it, which is very easy to do, and then establish that impersonal Brahman is the only truth and everything else is Maya, including the form of Krishna. So for those people who are not very intelligent and are not so much sense controlled, and those who cannot meditate on the impersonal Brahman, what has happened? They can worship the Ishvara like Rama, Krishna, Narasimha, or any other form you like, and whose form is made up of matter. You can meditate on them, and gradually you come up to the level of goodness, and that goodness reveals you knowledge by which your ignorance is destroyed. At that time you can become Brahman. So then now I am going to explain about the Ishvara, Krishna, Bhagavatam. Then they talk about how Krishna's Rasa Leela, Krishna's Stilima, such Rasika commentaries also they give. They talk also, they cry while talking, they make people cry, thousands of people crying. Speaking about Ram. First they establish what?
Brahmanidanas.
So that is why our Vaishnavacharyas, what they have done, they have taken these 4 verses and refuted the Mayavad philosophy and established the real meaning of these 4 verses. Okay, start. I will be stopping you in the middle when you are reading to explain the points.
Brahma, it is I, the personality of Godhead, was existing before the creation, when there was nothing but myself, nor was there the material nature, the cause of this creation. That which you see now is also I, the personality of Godhead.
That you are seeing now means word. Also right. Next.
And after annihilation, what remains will also be I, the personality of God. We should note very carefully that the personality of Godhead is addressing Lord Brahma and specifying with great emphasis himself, pointing out that it is He, the personality of Godhead, who existed before the creation. It is He only who maintains the creation, and it is He only who remains after the annihilation of the creation. Brahma is also a creation of the Supreme Lord. The impersonalists put forth the theory of the oneness in the sense that Brahma, also being the same principle of I, because he is an emanation from the I. The absolute truth is identical with the Lord, the principle of I, and that there is thus nothing more than the principle of I, as explained in this verse. Accepting the argument of the impersonalists, it is to be admitted that the Lord is a creator I and that the Brahma is a created I.
So now what is the impersonal arguments? Everything is one. Everything is. But now, even though you accept that everything is one, I everywhere, but there is one I which is created, and I which is the creator. Read.
Therefore, there is a difference between the 2 I's, namely the predominator I and the predominated I. Therefore, there are still 2 I's, even accepting the argument of the impersonalist. But we must note carefully that these 2 I's are accepted in the Vedic literature, Kathopanishad, in the sense of quality. The Kathopanishad says, Nityo Nityanam Chaitanyas Tekanam Eko Bahunam Yogadati Kama. The greater I and the created I are both accepted in the Vedas as qualitatively. One, both of them are Nityas and Chaitanyas. But the singular I is a greater I and the created I's are a plural number, because there are many I's like Brahma and those generated by Brahma. It is a simple truth. The father creates or begets a son, and the son also creates many other sons, and all of them may be one as human being, but at the same time from the father, the son and the grandsons are all different. The son cannot take the place of the father, nor can the grandsons. Simultaneously, the father, the son, and the grandson are one and different also. As human beings, they are one, but as relativities, they are different. Therefore, the relativities of the creator and the created, or the predominator and the predominated, have been differentiated in the Vedas by saying that the predominated eye is the feeder of the predominated eyes. And thus there is a vast difference between the two principles of eye.
So you have 2 points here. One is that there is a distinction between the two eyes. Number 2 is these two eyes are eternally distinct, not that after liberation they emerge. Now, after that, another point Maya is refuted. What is that? That is the personalities. Yeah,
in another feature of this verse, no one can deny the personalities of both the Lord and the Brahma. Therefore, the ultimate issue, both the predominator and the predominated are persons. This conclusion refutes the conclusion of the impersonalist that in the ultimate issue everything is impersonal. This impersonal feature expressed by the less intelligent impersonalist school is refuted by pointing out the predominator, I is the absolute truth and that he is the person. The predominated I, Brahma, is also a person, but he is not the absolute. For realization of one's self is spiritual psychology. It may be convenient to assume oneself to be the same principle as the absolute truth. But there is always the difference of the predominated and the predominator, as clearly pointed out here in this verse, which is grossly misused by the impersonalist. Brahma is actually seen face to face his predominator Lord, who exists in his transcendental internal form even after the annihilation of the material creation. The form of the Lord as seen by Brahma existed before the creation of Brahma, and the material manifestation with all the ingredients and agents of material creation are also energetic exponentials of the Lord. And after the exhibition of Lord's energy comes to a close, what remains is the same personality of God. Therefore, the form of the Lord exists in all circumstances of creation, maintenance, and generation. The Vedic hymns confirm this fact in the statement Vasudeva va idam akara asim na brahma na cha shankara eko narayan asim na brahma nishane etc. Before the creation there was none except Vasudeva. There was neither Brahma nor Shankara. Only Narayan was there and no one else. Neither Brahma nor Ishan. Srimad Shankaracharya also confirmed his comments on the Bhagavad Gita that Narayan or the personality of God is transcendental to all creation, but that the whole creation is a product of Vyakta. Therefore, the difference between the created and the creator is always there, although both the creator and the created are of the same quality. The other feature of the statement is that the supreme truth is Bhagavan, or the personality of God. The personality of God and his kingdoms have already been explained. The kingdom of God is not void as conceived by the personalist. The Vaikuntha planets are full of transcendental variegatedness, including the 400 residents of those planets, with great opulence of wealth and prosperity. And there are even airplanes and other amenities required for high-grade personalities. Therefore, the personal world exists before the creation, and he exists with all transcendental variegated.
Now, the next point is what did Krishna say? What is the Ahameva Sameva Agre? Nobody else is there. I was alone. So Krishna was alone. There was only one Brahman. That's all. There is no variegatedness. There is no. There are no paraphernalia, there are no other people, that is the argument. Now, that is being refuted here. That is, after establishing the duality of the Supreme Lord and living entity, after establishing the individuality of the Supreme Lord and living entity, now the third point which is established is that the Supreme Lord's abode is having variegatedness. Because somebody may argue that ahameva sameva agre nanyat. The word nanyat can be included as there is one Brahman and nothing else. Ekameva dvitiyam Brahma. There was only Brahman, nothing else. Nanyat. So that is being refuted here by saying that there are airplanes. Read.
Therefore, the personal Godhead exists before the creation, and He exists with all transcendental verificatedness in the Vaikuntha Lokas. The Vaikuntha Lokas also accepted in the government as being of the Sanatana nature, are not annihilated even after the annihilation of the manifested cosmos. Those transcendental planets are of different nature altogether, and that nature is not subjected to the rules and regulations of material creation, maintenance, or annihilation. The existence of the personal Godhead implies the existence of the Vaikuntha Lokas, as the existence of a king implies the existence of a kingdom.
Now the argument given is a king is alone. What does it mean? He is in his paraphernalia. He is not. It is not that the king is coming. When he comes with his paraphernalia, his entourage, he is never alone. And somebody may say, no, he is alone, but he is not doing anything. Like somebody of you will say, today no work, I am on leave. But that doesn't mean you don't eat, sleep. Isn't it? So these are the two arguments here. Read.
In various places in Srimad Bhagavatam and in other related scriptures, the existence of the personal God is mentioned. For example, in Srimad Bhagavatam 2.8.10, Maharaj Bajit asks, Sachapi yatra purusho vishwasthiti padavapaya muktavatma mahishya shete sarvabhava shriya. How does the personal Godhead, the cause of creation, maintenance, and annihilation, who is always freed from the influence of the illusory energy and is the controller of the same, lies in everyone's heart? Similarly, also is a portion of Guru's Tattvanam Bhagwan Stesham Kathita Pradisham Brahma Tadremam Kavashrina Kava Sri Anushavati. Sridhar Swami explained this in his notes. During the annihilation of the creation, who served the Lord lying on the Shesha, etc. This means that the transcendent Lord with all his name, fame, quality, and paraphernalia exists eternally. The same confirmation is also in the Kashi Khanda of the Skanda Purana. In connection with Dhruva Jaya, it also said there. न जयन्ते अपि यद्भक्ता महात्म्या आत्यां प्रलया पाहि अतो जुक्त किल लोके स एक सर्वलोक अवयव. Even the devotees of the personal Godhead are not annihilated during the period of the entire annihilation of the material world. Not to speak of the Lord Himself. The Lord is ever existent in all the three stages of material change.
Now, first, what was the point? Duality is established. And then, the individuality, eternal individuality is established. And then, the Supreme Lord abode as variegated is established. And now, what is established is the Lord does activities, yes, Kriya. Read.
The impersonate educes no activity in the Supreme. But in this discussion between Brahma and the Supreme Godhead, the Lord is said to have activities also, as He has His form and quality. The activities of Brahma and other demigods during the maintenance of the creation are to be understood as the activities of the Lord. The king or the head executive of a state may not be seen in the government offices, for he may be engaged in royal comforts. Yet it should be understood that everything is being done under his direction, and everything is at his command.
Like the king today is not doing anything. What does it mean? He is not doing the duties of a king. Like somebody may be on leave, that means he is not doing anything. But what does it mean? He is doing something else. Like that. Wait.
The personality of God is never formless. In the material world, he may not be visible in his personal form to the less intelligent class of men, and therefore he may sometimes be called formless. But actually, he is always in his eternal form in his Vaikuntha planet as well as in other planets of the universes as different incarnations. The example of the sun is very appropriate in this connection. The sun in the night may not be visible to the eyes of men in the darkness, but the sun is visible wherever it is risen. That the sun is not visible to the eyes of the inhabitants of whatever part of the earth does not mean that the sun has no form. In the Brihad Aranya Upanishad, there is a hymn, Atmanamita Agara Asit Purusha Vidha. This mantra indicates the Supreme Person Godhead Krishna even before the appearance of the Purusha incarnation. In the Bhagavad Gita 15.18, it is said that Lord Krishna is Purushottama because he is the Supreme Purusha, transcendental even to the Purusha Akshar and the Purusha Kshara. The Akshar Purusha of the Mahavishnu throws his glance on Prakriti or material nature, but the Purushottama existed even before that. The Brihad Aranya Upanishad therefore confirms the statement of the Bhagavad Gita that Lord Krishna is the Supreme Person, Purushottama. In some of the Vedas, it is also said that in the beginning only the impersonal Brahman existed. However, according to this verse, the impersonal Brahman, which is the glowing effulgence of the body of the Supreme Lord, may be called the immediate cause, but the cause of all causes or the remote cause is the Supreme Personal Body.
So now somebody may say it was only impersonal Brahman which has existed. And no, there is beyond the impersonal Brahman, there is the Supreme Lord, is only effulgence of the Lord. Read.
The Lord is personal feature is existent in the material world because by material senses or material eyes the Lord cannot be seen or perceived. One has to spiritualize the senses before one can expect to see or perceive the Supreme Lord. But he is always engaged in his personal capacity and he is eternally visible to the inhabitants of Vaikuntha Loka, eye to eye. Therefore, he is materially impersonal, just as the executive head of the state may be impersonal in the government offices, although he is not impersonal in the government house. Similarly, the Lord is not impersonal in his abode, which is always nearest to overcome, as stated in the very beginning of the Bhagavad. Therefore, both the impersonal and personal views of the Lord are acceptable, as mentioned in the religious scriptures. This personality of God is very emphatically explained in the Bhagavad Gita in connection with the verse Brahmano hi Pratishtana. Therefore, in all ways, the confidential part of the spiritual knowledge is realization of the personality of God and not as impersonal Brahman feature. One should therefore have his ultimate aim of action not in the impersonal feature but in the personal feature of the absolute truth. The example of the sky within the pot and the sky outside the pot may be helpful to the student for his realization of the all-pervading quality of the cosmic consciousness of the absolute truth. But that does not mean that the individual part and parcel of the Lord becomes the supreme by a false name. It means only that the conditioned soul is a victim of the illusory energy in her last name. To claim to be one with the cosmic consciousness of the Lord is the last claim said by the illusory energy or daily mind. Even in the impersonal existence of the Lord, as it is in the material creation, one should aspire for personal realization of the Lord. And that is the meaning of Pascat Aham Yat Ekar Chayog Avasi Shakti So Asmi Aham.
What is at the end left over is also me. That means the personal concept is more important. Yeah.
Brahmaji also accepts
Now, Yadi Tacha. Yadi Etat means I am this world. That is what is described in this verse. Brahmaji also accepted the same.
Brahmaji also accepted the same truth when he was instructing Narada. He said, So I am the Abhijitas Tathapi, Bhagavan Vishwa Pavana. There is no other cause of all causes than the Supreme Person called Hari. Therefore, this verse Aham Eva never indicates anything other than the Supreme Lord. And one should therefore follow the path of the Brahma Sampradaya or the path from Brahmaji to Narada to Vyasdev, etc. And make it a point in life to realize the Supreme Personality of Hari or Lord Krishna. This very confidential instruction to the pure devotee of the Lord was also given to Arjuna and to Brahma in the beginning of the creation. The demigods like Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, Indra, Chandra and Varuna the different element ingredients of the material creation as well as the multifarious energies also may be of the same personal quality, but the root of all of them is superpersonal qualification. One should be attached to the root of everything rather than bewildered by the branches and leaves. That is the instruction given in this verse.
Yes.
How it is wrong or
First we should know why the word example is used. Ghata Akash, Pata Akash. There are hundreds of branches of Mayavad philosophy. One of the branches is known as Parichedvad, the theory of fragmentation. And another one is theory of reflection. Where did you hear this? Second chapter. Fragmentation and theory of reflection. That is Parichedvad and Pratibimba. They say the Brahman, when it is Paricheda, when it is fragmented by the avidya potency of Maya, then the jivas are created. And the fragmentation is because of the upadhis. Upadhi means what is in English? Designation. Yeah, designations. Or the false ego. I am this, I am that. So this is the Ghata. Originally there was only Akash. And the Ghata or the pot, which is the Upadhi. Then the pot, inside the pot there is Akash. So a pot thought I'm a pot. Actually there was no pot. By ignorance you thought you're pot. The Akash started thinking I'm pot. So by some knowledge, when the ignorance is burst, then everything is Akash. Ghata, Akash, Pata, Akash. So the process of Mayavadis, according to them, what process is? That by knowledge you destroy your ignorance. So once you have destroyed your ignorance, then you are Brahman, then you are God. And it is because of ignorance, God thinks that He is living in it. When the living entity destroys ignorance, now he understands I am God. So since I am God, you are God. So I pay obeisance to myself. Namo Narayana. Okay. So Srila Prabhupada says, at least Sripad Shankaracharya, he respected Bhagavatam, did not touch it. And present day Mayavadis should follow in the footsteps of Shankaracharya and should at least respect Srimad Bhagavatam and don't touch it. Unfortunately, they are using Bhagavatam to spread impersonal philosophy. 99.99% of the Bhagavad Kathakars in India, they are all Mayavadis. It is like glorifying the Supreme Lord as like glorifying the beautiful girl. The last one line, what do you say? So that's what they do. They cry, they make people cry, they speak Krishna Leela, oh. Ram Leela, you just cannot even imagine it. And then they say, वही राम अव्यक्त ब्रह्म है, अव्यक्त ब्रह्म हमारे उद्धार के लिए आया है। माया से कुछ लेना देना नहीं है, लेकिन फिर भी माया का स्वरूप धारण करके आते हैं। किसके लिए? हम जो माया में बद्ध है उनको उद्धार करने के लिए, समझाने के लिए। तुम भी राम हो, मैं भी राम हूँ, सभी राम हैं। यही भूल जाते हैं, इसकी वजह से ही हम अज्ञान में। होल राम लीला जैसे एंड दे स्टार्ट देयर लीला। Now next verse. ऋतेतार्थं यत् प्रतीयेत न प्रतीयेत चात्मनि तद्विद्यादात्मनो माया यथा भासो यथात्मनः. Now this verse is not so easy to understand. It's a little complicated. First one was at least we could have some idea. Because this verse can be explained in two different ways. One, according to the understanding, this is describing the Mahamaya. One, according to this verse, is describing Yoga. Okay. Now, first read the translation, then I will give word to word meaning, so that you have an idea. Read the translation. One according to Yogamaya, one according to Mahamaya, one according to Yoga. And Mahamaya has two potencies, Vidya and Avidya. Okay? So don't confuse Mahamaya to be Avidya potency and Yogamaya to be the Vidya potency. No. Okay? Keep that. विदेदार्थम यत् प्रतीयेत न प्रतीयेच्चात्मनि तम विद्यादात्मन माया यथा भासो तथा तम यथा तमः. So read the translation only first.
O Brahma, whatever appears to me of any value, if it is without relation to me, has no reality. Know it as my illusory energy, that reflection which appears to me in darkness.
Okay. Now, when I'm talking about now Mahamaya, Ridetartham yad pratiyeta na pratiyeta cha atmani tad vidya atmano mayam yatha abhasa yatha tamaha. So, Ritetartham means what appears to be of some artha. Artha means value. Something is there, it appears to be of some value, but it has no value. If at all there is some value, it can be only in relation to the Atmani, Pratiyechata Atmani, Tadvidyad Atmano Maya. Know that to be my Maya, Mahamaya, which makes you think something which is having no value to be value. Think something which is having value to be no value. That is called Maya. Potency of the Lord. Read. Yatha abhaso tata tamaha. Abhasa means reflection and tamaha means darkness.
In the previous verse, it has all
already been concluded that in any stage of the cosmic manifestation, its appearance, its sustenance, its growth, its interactions of different energy, its iterations and its disappearance, all has its basic relations with the existence of the cosmic Godhead. And as such, whenever there is forgetfulness of this prime relations with the Lord, and whenever things are accepted as real without being related with Lord, that conception is called a product of the illusory himself Lord.
Okay, now when you see an object separate from Krishna, that object is called Maya, or that vision is called Maya. Read.
Because nothing can exist without the Lord. It should be known that the illusory energy is also an energy of the Lord. The right conclusion of relationship, everything in relationship with the Lord is called Yoga Maya, or the energy of union, and the wrong conceptions of detaching a thing from its relationships with the Lord is called the Lord's Daivi Maya or Mahamaya. Both the Mayas also have connections with the Lord because nothing can exist without being related to Him. As such, the wrong conception of detaching relationship from the Lord is not false but illusion. This concealing one thing for another thing is called illusion. For example, accepting the rope as a snake is illusion. But the rope is not false. The rope, as it exists in front of the illusion person, is not at all false. But the acceptance is illusion.
So what is illusion? If the rope is illusion, if the snake is illusion, what is illusion? Our perception is illusion.
Therefore, the wrong conception of accepting this material manifestation as being divorced from the energy of the Lord is illusion. But it is not false. And this illusory conception is called the reflection of the reality in the darkness of ignorance. Anything that appears as apparently not being produced out of my energy is called Maya. The conception that the living entity is formless or that the Supreme Lord is formless is also illusion. In Bhagavad Gita 2.12, it was said by the Lord in the midst of the battlefield that the warriors standing in front of the Lord Arjuna himself and even the Lord and all the existed before. They were existing on the battlefield of Kurukshetra and they will all continue to be individual personalities in the future also, even after the abolitions of the present body and even after being liberated from the bondage of material existence. In all circumstances, the Lord and the living entities are individual personalities. And the personal features of both the Lord and the living entity, living beings, are never abolished. Only the influence of the illusory energy, the reflection of light in the darkness, can, by the mercy of the Lord, be removed. In the material world, the light of the sun is also not independent, nor is that of the moon. The real source of light is the Brahma Jyoti, which diffuses light from the transcendental body of the Lord, and this sun light is reflected in varieties of the light. The light of the sun, the light of the moon, the light of fire, or the light of electricity. So the identity of the self as being unconnected with the Supreme Self, the Lord, is also illusions and the false claim, I am the Supreme, is the last illusory snare of the same Maya on the eternal image of the Lord.
Okay. So now the example is given. What is that example? Light of the sun, electricity, whatever you may see energy, everything is dependent on the Lord. So now when you see everything in connection with God, everything has its value. When you separate everything in this world, or see separate its independent existence of the Lord from the Lord, then what happens? Like you see this bulb, bulb is glowing, and the bulb thinks that okay, I am glowing, so he removes the plug. What happens? The light of the sun, the light of the moon, the light of fire, the light of electricity. So the identity of the self as being unconnected to the Supreme Self, the Lord, is also illusion. So now, after talking about the objects, now what is being spoken is about the self. Even somebody understands that I am not this body, I am soul. Is that knowledge? No, that is also not knowledge. Because when he knows that I am not this body, I am just understand soul, and he doesn't know what is the soul, then he thinks I am the last thing. So you have, one is to see an object distinct from the Supreme Lord, to see oneself as the Lord. These two are the two functions of Maya, the avidya potency of Maya and the vidya potency of Maya. Avidya potency makes you think, this is mine, I'll enjoy. The vidya potency makes you think, I am not this body, but I made you think I think I am. But if bhakti comes, later on he understands. So these two are the functions of Maya, the vidya potency and avidya potency. Both of them. Tam vidyat atmano mayam.
So is Vidya able to reveal the Supreme Lord?
It doesn't reveal because it is a function of Maya. Maya has three functions. One is this pradhana, upadana karana. It gives you earth, water, fire, ether, all these things, objects. And then it covers what? Your knowledge. Knowledge of this world belongs to, everything in this world belongs to Krishna. Number two, I also belong to Krishna. Though one may have the realization, I am not this body, still he is not having the realization that I am servant of Krishna. And that is also a function of Maya.
So obviously these two aspects are there. You consider that one is entity is distinct from Lord, and second to see oneself as Lord.
See oneself as the Lord. No. Two functions of Maya. It makes you forget. One, it makes you forget that you are. It makes you forget that you are the soul. Okay? Number two, by the vidya potency you may know what? I am not this body, I am soul. But you don't know I am servant of Krishna. What do you think yourself as? I am Brahmasmi. I am God. So the misunderstanding of knowledge and ignorance. One is misunderstanding of true knowledge. Other one is ignorance itself. These two are distinct. You got it?
Yeah.
These 2 points are there in this particular protocol. Okay. Next. Wait.
And then when we hear about confidential knowledge in Bhagavad Gita, then that starts with your knowledge of soul. So that means that there the concept of that it is the servant of the
That is why Srila Prabhupada says that knowing that I am not this body, I am soul is not enough. Is not enough. Now, there are two Sankhyas, atheistic Sankhya and theistic Sankhya. The atheistic Sankhya is spoken by Kapila, but Krishna Sankhya is theistic Sankhya. So the knowledge of the soul is distinct from the body with an understanding which will help in bhakti. Help in bhakti. As much as some devotee may learn computers with an idea of serving Krishna. A devotee or a person may understand that I am not this body and spirit soul to engage in service of Krishna. So if that is not there, then what is the use of your understanding I am not this body? That is why that is the last snare of Maya. I am supreme is the last illusory snare of Maya. Now, if you see this purport very carefully, Srila Prabhupada talks about the real source of light is a Brahma Jyoti, which diffuses light and transmitting light. Light is reflected in varieties of light, light of the sun, light of the moon, the light of the fire, light of electricity. So the identity of the self as being unconnected with the Supreme Self, the Lord, is also illusion. Like in the few purports before, Aham Mama came. Two things. What was Prabhupada's explanation for Aham? I and mine. Mind concept is found in the lower species. You read man purport?
Yes, sir.
And I concept is found in the Jnanis. I means they have understood that I am not the body. I-ness. That ego, that I am the Supreme Lord. Okay. Next, read.
The Vedanta Sutra is the very beginning affirms that everything is born from the Supreme. And thus, as explained in the previous verse, all individual living entities are born from the energy of the Supreme Living Being, the person of the Godhead. Brahma himself was born from the energy of the Lord, and all other living entities are born from the energy of the Lord through the agency of Brahma. None of them has any existence without being purpose with the Supreme Lord.
Vedanta Sutra in the very beginning says what? Janmadhyasya yataha. Isn't it? So how they are born? How Krishna creates? Through his energies. Isn't it? So what you find in this world is everything is Krishna's energy. So if that even the Maya, this whole Mahamaya, is also Krishna's energy. So seeing Mahamaya independent of Krishna, that is also illusion. That is why, but this is used, none of them have any existence without being devoted to the Supreme Lord. Next, please.
The independence of the individual living entity is not pure independence.
After talking about the objects of this world or matter, then living entity is being spoken. Read.
But it judges the reflections of the real independence existing in the Supreme Being, the Lord. The false claim of the Supreme Independence by the conditioned souls is illusions, and this conclusion is admitted in this verse.
Now, yatha bhaso ito tamaha. Because of tamas, abhasa and tamaha. Because of tamas, what is there? Knowledge is covered. What is that knowledge? That I am dependent, I am surrendered, that is covered, and living entity thinks I am supremely independent. So that is what is admitted in this verse. Read further.
Persons with the forefront of knowledge become illusions, and therefore the so-called scientist, physiologist, and the philosopher, etc., become dazzled by the glaring reference of the sun, moon, electricity, etc., and deny the existence of the Supreme Lord. Putting forward theories and different speculations about the creations, maintenance, and analysis of everything's matter. The medical practitioners may deny the existence of the soul in the physiological bodily constructions of an individual person, but he cannot give life to a dead body, even though all the mechanisms of the body exist even after death. Psychologist makes the serious body of the physiological conditions of the brains, as if the constructions of the cerebral neuron were the machines of the functioning mind, but in the dead body, the psychologist cannot bring back the function of the mind. These scientific studies of the just manifestation or the bodily constructions independent of the Supreme Lord are different reflective in intellectual gymnastics only. But at the end, they are all illusions and nothing more. All Such advancement of science and knowledge in the present context of the matter and civilizations is but an actions of the covering influence of the illusory energy. The illusory energy has two phases of existence, namely the covering influence and the throwing influence.
आवरणात्मिका शक्ति, प्रक्षेपात्मिका शक्ति.
By the throwing influence, the illusory energy throws the entities into the darkness of ignorance, and by the covering influence, she covers the eyes of the man with profound knowledge about the existence of the Supreme Person, who enlightens the Supreme Individual's living beings, Brahma. The identity of Brahma with the Supreme Lord is very plain and clear, and therefore, such a body planned by the man with profound knowledge is another display of the illusory energy of the Lord. The Lord says in Bhagavad Gita 16:8-20 that demonic persons who deny the existence of Lord are thrown more and more into the darkness of ignorance, and thus as a demonic person are translated light after light without the knowledge of the Supreme Godhead.
One minute. So you have two energies of the Lord. One energy of the Lord, what does it do? Covers the knowledge that I am not this body and the spirits. Isn't it? Then after covering, what does it do? Take you down. Prakshekatmika Shakti. Take you lower and lower species. Okay.
Yeah, Prabhupada, another place explains Prakshekatmika as kicking potential.
Kicking potential. Yeah, kicks.
So that is kicking down.
Kicking down. You know, when somebody is sleeping, first you cover him with a blanket and kick him. It's called a blanket treatment. Huh? You had in your hostels blanket treatment. This was first cover and then kick. Yeah, read.
The same man, however, his enlightenment should be decided succession from Brahmaji, who was personally instructed by the Lord, or in the disciple succession from Arjuna, who was personally instructed by the Lord in Bhagavad Gita, he accepted the statements of the Lord. Aham sarvasya prabhu, after sarva prabhu, the Lord is the original source of all animations, and everything that is created, maintained, and animated exists by the energy of the Lord. This man who knows this is actually knowledge, and therefore he becomes a pure devotee of the Lord, engaged in transcendental service of the Lord. Although the repeated energy of the Lord displays in various illusions in the eyes of the persons with the core of knowledge, the said persons knows clearly that the Lord can act even from far beyond our vision by his different energies, just as fire can reduce the heat and light from a distant place.
Now, how you may say, how is the Lord acting? How is he connected with in connection with the Lord? No, it is all remote. Remotely he is doing that. He is untouched by Maya and still is controlling the Maya. Read.
First Canto, the maid servant example.
Maid servant example.
In the medical science of the ancient sages, known as Ayurveda, there is a definite acceptance of Lord's supremacy in the following words: Jagat Yoner Aneshasha, Chit Anand Daikya, Gurupina, Pumsa Astehi, Prakutinindam, Pratichyayena, Asavata. Achetana, Chaitanya, Yoganama, Paramatma, Akrodama, Vishwam, Akilam, Ahityam, Ayurveda. There is one of the Sutras who is the progenitors of this custom manifestations, and whose energy acts as property of the manifestation. As if like a repression, just as illusory actions of property, even dead matter is caused to move by the cooperation of the living energy of the Lord and the natural world.
Etat chidatmakam Purushayadi Bijaya Nareshaya Vidhimahi. Gajendra says in the first verse in his prarthana. What is he saying? That Yada etat chidatmakam, the dead matter seems to be alive because of the Lord's energy. The dead matter seems to be alive. Read.
And the material world appears like a dramatic performance to the ignorant eyes. The ignorant persons therefore may even be a scientist or physiologist in the drama of Prakriti. But the same persons knows Prakriti are the illusory energy of Lord. As a conclusion, as confirmed by the Bhagavad Gita, it is clear that the living entities are also a display of the Lord's superior energy, Paraprakriti. Just as the material world is a display of the Lord's inferior energy, Aparaprakriti. The superior energy of the Lord cannot be as good as the Lord, although there is very little difference between the energy and the possessor of the energy, or the fire and the heat. The fire is possessed of heat, but the heat is not fire. This simple thing is not understood by the man with the profound knowledge. The falsely claims that the fire and heat are the same. This energy of the fire and the heat is expressed here as a reflection and not a direct fire. Therefore, the living energy represented by the living entities is the reflection of the Lord and never the Lord himself. Being the reflection of the Lord, the existence of the living entity is dependent on the second Lord, who is the original light. This matter energy may be compared to darkness as actually is darkness. And the activities of the living entities in the darkness are reflections of the original light. The Lord should be understood by the context of this verse. Non-dependence of both the energies of the Lord is expressed as Maya or illusion. No one can make a solution of the darkness of ignorance simply by the reflection of light. Similarly, no one can come out of material existence simply by the reflected light of a common man. One has to receive the light from the original light itself. The reflection of sunlight in the darkness is unable to drive out the darkness, but the sunlight outside the reflections can drive out the darkness completely.
That means, essentially, the Vidya potency of Maya will itself is not enough for us to come to the
In darkness, no one can see the things in a room. Therefore, persons in the dark is afraid of the snakes and scorpions. Although there may not be such things, but in the light, the things in the room can be clearly seen, and the fear of the snakes and scorpions is at once removed. Therefore, one has to take shelter of the light of the Lord, as in Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam, and not the reflected personalities who have no touch with the Lord. No one should hear Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam from a person who does not believe in the existence of the Lord. Such a person is already doomed, and any association with such a doomed person makes the associators also doomed.
right? Yeah.
According to the formula within the material compass, there are innumerable material universes, and all of them are full of darkness. Any living thing, beginning from the Brahmas, there are innumerable Brahmas in innumerable universes. The insignificant are all born in darkness, and they require actual light from the Lord to see Him directly. Just as the sun can be seen only with the direct light of the sun. No lamp or man-made torchlights, however powerful it may be, can help one to see the sun. The sun reveals itself. Therefore, the action of different energies of the Lord, of the person of the God and Himself, can be realized by the light manifested by the worthless mercy of the Lord. The person will say that God cannot be seen. God can be seen by the light of God, not by man-made speculations. Here, this light is specifically mentioned as Vidya, which is an order by the Lord to Brahma. This direct order of the Lord is a manifestation of His infinite energy, and this particular energy is the means of seeing the Lord face to face. Not only Brahma, but anyone who may be blessed by the Lord to see such merciful direct infinite energy can also realize the person of God without mathematical speculation.
So now, Jain Prabhupada concludes saying that only by internal energy you can perceive the Lord. And Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur interprets the verse according to the verse describing the internal energy of the Lord. Yogamaya. How it is Yogamaya? Yogamaya also covers and also it reveals. What did it do? It covers the Yashoda's knowledge of Krishna's supremacy. It covered. It made Yashoda forget that Krishna is Supreme Lord. At the same time revealed the Vatsalya Rasa. And Arjuna, when he saw the universal form, revealed the universal form, the material form of the Lord. And Arjuna still was not happy seeing that. Because he was always in the rasa of Svaksakya. In this way, the function of the Yogamaya and Mahamaya both are same in one sense. How both are bewildering. But Mahamaya bewilders and keeps us in this world. And Yogamaya bewilders and then makes us experience rasa. So, Vitetartam yat pratiyetna pritityatmani tam vidyadatmano maya. This verse, Tavaso tatamaha, abhasatmaha, revealing and covering. Abhasa means revealing and tamaha means ignorance, covering. So revealing and covering both are done by both the mayas. But one maya makes us experience misery and one maya makes us experience. Okay. That is also, they are also same thing. In the Brahma Vimon Leela, the Lord revealed Brahma, the four-handed forms, and covered the calves and the covered bodies. And again, he covered the four-handed form and revealed Vrindavan. So, covering and revealing are the two functions of both Mahamaya and Yogamaya. In both the functions of covering and revealing, Mahamaya gives you misery, and both the functions of covering and revealing, the Yogamaya gives.
So Krishna uses Yogamaya to cover himself as he desires in the Dhamma.
Yogamaya covers the Krishna's. I'll ask you one question. When Yashoda lifted the stick, was Krishna afraid? Was he acting as if he is afraid?
Actually, he was afraid.
How many say acting as if he was afraid? No, he was afraid. He was afraid. He was afraid. He was not acting. Fear was there. As a child, want to avoid the punishment by the mother. So he starts crying. Those cries were real or artificial?
Real.
Huh?
Real.
Artificial. As artificial cry. Tadana bhaya. Actually, anger came first. No, this is I was. Then behind me and you try to beat me. And anger was there. In anger at the same time, fear was there. And eyes were filled with water. Now he wanted to show. And he saw the stick. I'm going to get beaten now. So now I have to cry now. Most of the cry of the child is only drama. It's all drama. Everybody did this drama. No? You do some mischief, mother, you see the mother and starts crying. All of a sudden you give some toffee, oh, you're laughing. Where did the cry go? Pardon. So in this way, they essentially, both the activities of Mahamaya, whether it is make you enjoy this world or make you realize that I am not this body, both are going to give you suffering. On the other hand, Yogamaya trying to cover the Lord's supremacy sometimes and trying to reveal Lord's supremacy, both are For Yashoda, she could only enjoy Vatsal Rasa when the Yogama covers Lord's supremacy. On the other hand, like in Dwaraka or in other places, the Lord's supremacy had to be revealed to make them enjoy a particular decade. Okay.
As a devotee, practicing devotees, sadhaka. So, his gradations of what is that confusing him because he knows both the things. Still he is in Mahamaya, what is that? Or the proportions of this Maya.
It's a sangarsha, it's a struggle. It's a struggle. As long as you're in connection with Krishna consciousness, the Yogamaya potency is working for you. So you can understand. The moment you are away from Krishna consciousness, Mahamaya is there.
This is zero. It's not that both of them will be there. At the time,
Both are there. Both. Both are working. Both are working. For a sadhaka, both works. Until unless we reach Thai Bhava. Because bhakti, Shuddha bhakti, is from the chit potency of Krishna. Chit Shakti and Hladini Shakti combined is the Bhakti Shakti, which flows through the consciousness. So it is flowing through our consciousness by our chanting, the reading and all. Then we are okay. But if you cut yourself, then okay, we need 2 verses today. It's a big thing. Now 35 and 36. These 2 are quite simple to understand. Yata mahanti bhutani bhutahatre chevachashvam pravishyan apravishtani tata teshu niteshu. Okay. Hare Krishna. Stop here. It's 8:30. It's difficult to take inside out because these 2 verses are too much. Even if I say the 3rd verse and the 4th verse, it will not be effective. I'll do this thing and the main part of the 10th chapter will do. And the most of 3/4 of the 10th chapter is only the description of the Lord's material universal form, which you already done in the 2nd chapter, 2nd canto. You have done that. It is only a repetition. So we will do that repetition. Just go on reading it and so on.
This reflection of light
Yeah, this problem is comparing reflection of light. The Supreme Lord is light. Reflection is a small light. So those reflections cannot give any light. Even though you are self-realized, you cannot help other person. Self-realized, understand that you are not the body.
Few release cases different.
Reveals, it can reveal that you are not this body or spirit soul. By some practice of jnana. That is the limit. That is the limit. But if you add devotion to it, then you can attain Paramatma. That is the limit. Never. No, it's simple Mayavada, individuality. Maya.